Hello everybody, yes I am back. You'll notice that we're not in the caravan at the moment, we're actually at home. And the reason for that is that work gets in the way of most things. On top of that, it's pretty warm up here. We're sort of sitting around the sort of 42 to 45 degree days most days, and Doggo's health continues to decline, so we thought, well, we'll just take a break from travelling in the heat, and that'll give Bear the best option in terms of him being able to continue living his best life, essentially. In saying that though, it sort of got me thinking around all the historical trips that we've done that we've never actually captured, apart from putting a few photos or a few videos on Facebook every now and again. So what I'm doing at the moment is just creating a series of our travel adventures, probably over the last sort of 5 to 8 years, and trying to bring them together on a YouTube video. And reason for that is we get to look back on those memories, and we can also share those memories with our family. So this particular episode is about our Cape York trip that we did back in 2018. A couple of issues with the car. We had a diff that was very disgruntled and unhappy, and we also broke a viscous fan just the other side of Gunshot. So that had us going back into Weeper a couple of times for an unwanted and extended stay. So, but anyway, yeah, that's us. The trip to Cape York had probably been on our bucket list for probably 18 months or so, I suppose. So here we are, all leaving Mackay. We'd all driven up from Gympie, and we'd found a few pubs along the way for a quick refreshment, and then we sort of got it all happening from there. And it was the first time we had put a logo together and designed some shirts as well, so that was also pretty cool for us. Life comes and fades away like. So we did all the usual touristy things on our way to Cape York, as one does. We've ended up at the Lion's Den, which is pretty cool, great camp area out the back. Not that we stayed there though. We made our way also to the Palmer River, which was pretty cool because I'd spent some time there when I was a little kid. There's Damon getting his coconuts out. Palmer River Roadhouse is pretty cool, so if you know, licensed bar, have a few games of pool, good amenities, great camp area down the back as well, which was pretty neat. And after a good day, we made some crocodile pies, so there they are in the making, and the boys, I think from memory, were actually fighting over them. Yeah, really good stopover. I have to say on this trip there are two particular standouts for me, one being Cape Melville, which I'll put in some pics later on, but equally as impressive was Mount Mulligan. This place had always been on my bucket list. I used to work in an underground coal mine delivering inductions, and I always did a piece on Mount Mulligan, and I knew in those moments that this was a place that I just had to see for myself. So Mount Mulligan resides in the Mareeba Shire, which is west of Cairns, maybe a couple of hours from there. It is still a gazetted town, but realistically it's a ghost town now, and a solemn reminder of the 75 men who lost their lives in the explosion, and of course it highlights the dangers that our early miners faced in their pursuit of the black gold. Most of the men, if not all of them, are buried in a cemetery, which at the time there wasn't one, and they literally had to blast the ground to get it ready for burial. You can imagine the chaos with all the dead people, the heat, and nowhere to put them, and it would have been an absolutely horrendous situation. The last person was buried 5 months after the mine had reopened, which subsequently closed for good around 1957. And here's a pic of the cable drums, which were thrown 50 feet from their foundation. So that gives you a pretty good insight in terms of the velocity of the explosion itself. I put a link in the comments below if you're interested in learning more about what happened at Mount Mulligan, and definitely, if you are in that area, make sure you put it on your list of things to do and see. Yours is all you ever seem to me. See, you talk about health, but is it really that healthy? You wouldn't believe what the cruise is towing. You just wouldn't believe it. Yep, it's a black Hilux. One very sad black Hilux. So we got everything sorted with RACQ, and we got the car on the back of a tilt tray, And then we made our way to Weipa, which wasn't on the plan, but fortunately they ended up having a diff already on its way up from Brisbane. So we left the car there for a couple of days. We spent a few days there as well, and then while we waited we thought, well, we might as well continue on our journey. So Damien just shotgun with us, and we made our way back to Bramwell station, and we thought we'd do a take 2 and get the teletrack done. So clueless, I guess you will never know. I need you to just be you. When you play. We did the southern section of the teletrack, which starts about 2 kilometres from the Bramwell Junction Roadhouse. Once you leave Bramwell, you pretty much are in the thick of it, and you get to hit the track straight up. Think about the things we used to do. No, you couldn't stand. So the track that we did, there's Bramwell Junction Roadhouse here. But after Damien buzzed his car, we've had to come up through to Weipa, backtrack to come down, back up to Bramwell, and then you'll cross a heap of quick crossings through there. Took us through to Gunshot, and then we just took a bypass track all the way back to Weipa. Why, you ask, all the way back to Weipa? Well, as it turns out, we did a viscous fan, so the car had the speed wobbles up when you got to around 70 k's an hour, and that was no fun for anyone, so we thought we'll duck back to Weipa, and hopefully Damien's car will be good to go by then as well.
First creek crossing.
Our first crossing was Palm Creek. Palm Creek's pretty shallow, but it does have a really slow, steep, muddy entry and exit, so you might need to winch out of that one on the northern side if you're unlucky, so watch out for that. We didn't, no troubles at all. Not long after that, you'll hit Doocy Creek. So Doocy Creek's a deepish crossing, but it does have a firm bottom and a straightforward entry and exit, so it's no biggie. And then from there, you'll head off towards Dulhunty River, which is where you're going to cross the South and North Alice Creeks. Now, Dulhunty Crossing has a hard rock bottom. It's pretty shallow and it's easy to cross, but it does flow hard. So if you stop along the crossing, there's a good chance your car will want to shift a little bit, so watch out for that one. Next on the hit list, you'll cross Birdie Creek. So there's some deep holes in this one, so drive steady through that. Then shortly around the bend, you'll come across the infamous Gunshot Creek, with the entry being almost vertical. This is where we ended up doing the viscous fan, not Gunshot itself, but the one of the little creek crossings from there. I don't recommend attempting doing Gunshot alone, so chances are you're going to get stuck and you're going to need a hand getting out. But there's about 5 or 6 possible routes you can take around the creek, so go check those ones out and just decide what's best for you guys.
So come and take the shots from me now, just like it's so.
We hit Cape Melville on our way to the Cape as well. So Cape Melville, it's an amazing location because it's just so spectacular, and the camping there is A1. Access to Cape Melville is from the south via Laura and Old Laura. And you could take a small van and a boat through there, no worries, but the road can be a bit rough in some places, so you're going to want to take it easy. All the camps there have beach views, so if you're already winning in that regard, and the fish and the crabs weren't shy either, which was great. This is where we camped for a few days there in between that beach access there on the way through those trees. Typically Queensland has the most impressive coastal sunrise, and it certainly didn't disappoint this trip. There are plenty of salties around, so watch out for them, but there is a fresh water stream behind the beach. Absolutely no way I was going in. They reckon you can, but we weren't going to take the chance. Uniquely, there are huge rocks that provide impressive backdrop, and it really just added to that extra bit of good vibes to the stay while we were there. On the beach, you're going to see some historic bomber engines. There's remnants of a crashed plane, and further up the track there's a memorial to the 300 pearlers that had perished in a cyclone back in the late 1800s. By far one of the best camp spots I feel that the Cape had to offer, and definitely a place to revisit. I think I liked it here the best because it was off the track, there was no tourist hype, and you were really able to disconnect here.
So indifferent and I got no emotions now.
So as you know, when you make your way to the tip, you also have to cross the Jardine River. In doing that, you're going to catch the ferry going both ways. And they only go at certain times of the day too, so just make sure you sort that out. Once we got across the river, we made our way to Bamaga, and unfortunately, or fortunately, we ended up doing some sidewall damage in the tyre. But that was fine, we fixed that, and right across the road was a BP servo and a wrecker, and lo and behold, we found a viscous fan. Statia itself is home to around 300 people. It's also the gateway through to Torres Strait Islands, and you can do some fishing charters and some other tours around that way as well. You've got the jetty there, that's probably like the epicenter of Statia. You can see that in the background, so make sure you go for a wander across that, that's pretty cool. Some of the sunsets they have in Statia are absolute second to none, and probably the best we've seen in a long time. There's a caravan park out the back. It's got basic amenities, but it's definitely well worth a stopover for the night as you make your way towards Punsen Bay and on your way through to the tip.
I will not love for you. I can't relate, girl, when you say that it was overdue. I play no games for you, girl, what we trying to prove. I had a dumb shit.
So we've left Statia now and we're making our way to the tip. The roads itself they're actually pretty good. So there's a few creek crossings, but yeah, nothing too dramatic that you need to worry about. Not too far up the track, say maybe an hour or so in, you'll come across Punsen Bay. So it's just another little coastal tourist resort, I suppose. Not a bad place to stop in. We didn't stay there though, we kept on going. We headed up. After that, we made our way to the Croc Tent. So the Croc Tent is just one of those tourist places where you can stop in and you can buy your gimmicks, your t-shirts, your Crocs, postcards and all those sorts of things. So it's quite a quirky little place actually. So yeah, make sure you jump on in there and go and check that out. And it's probably only maybe an hour or so further up the track, you'll actually come across the tip. So park your car in the car park, and it's literally probably a 2-beer walk from the car park to the actual tip itself. So I think overall we travelled about 3,000 k's from home up to the tip, and we did that over about a 2-week duration. So definitely, if you want to go see the OTT and you want to get to the tip, get on it.
If I'm not you, I haven't tried enough. Then you say you never shine so bright.
Okay, now, Jeff's going to play a song now. I'll bet your tape sing louder now if you're not there. Jeff will tell you what song you're going to sing.
Once a jolly swagger, campfire in a home, under the shade of a coolabah tree. And he sang as he watched and waited till he's feeling warm. You'll come waltzing Matilda with me. Waltzing Matilda, waltzing Matilda, you'll come.
You're not going to fucking listen to me, are you? Okay, that's amazing. You're fucking in charge of it, but it's not what I'm amazing. It's the way it's meant to fucking be. No, cunt. Yes, cunt. Yeah. Otherwise, why would they give you that? What the fuck are you going to charge with that? So it goes on your computer.
No.
From what?
You can
hook
still
that
charge
into,
it though.
into there, and that goes on your computer. That doesn't hold anything. It's got no SD card.
Give me
It's got
the
8 gig hold. It holds
Oh,
8.
Between the camping, between the fishing, and between the singing, not to mention a diff issue, a viscous fan issue, we actually did get to see the actual telegraph track line itself. Overall, definitely put the tip on your list. Even if you do it that one time, you'll have the best time.
Bulletproof, forever waiting. then came you. I thought I was what I've been told. I thought I was. I thought I was what I've been told. I thought I was. I was picking up the pieces of yesteryear's life, in over my head, trying to figure out. I was going through change.